everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming out and taking time out of your day, evening, of this beautiful summer evening to spend with me and everyone here tonight. I am so honored by your presence. I ran as a grassroots candidate, and to see so many familiar faces, it fills my heart with pride and humility. So thank you. I will briefly introduce our very special guest. His name is Speaker Emanuel Welch, and I am so honored to have him here tonight. I'm just going to say a few words because he is a new speaker, and so we're still getting to know him. I want to say that one of the things that he has said in the past is that actions speak louder than words. And so he wants people to focus on his actions. And so I've been paying close attention to his actions. And I'm here to attest that per his actions, he said he was going to be an open, honest, transparent, and accessible speaker. And he certainly 100% is. I am so grateful for your leadership, Speaker Welch. We have these caucuses in the Democratic House, and he brings everyone together as a family to talk. When a member needs to speak with him, he's always accessible. And when we need to discuss hard priorities and hard topics, he's always transparent and honest and straightforward. And to attest to his leadership, we have seen over 7,000 bills in our spring session, which is unbelievable. It's an incredible amount of bills passed through, and many onto the governor's desk. If you take a look at what we've accomplished in the midst of a global pandemic, I'll say a few words about Speaker Welch. So he was just elected to the speakership in January, but before that he was serving the 7th district, which is covering portions of River Forest, Maywood, Bellwood, Hillside, Berkeley, Westchester, over there in the western side of Chicago. All right, we have the train. This is the Skokie Swift train coming by, so we might have to, can you still hear me? Okay, all right, so he served since January 2013, serving the 7th district as state representative. Prior to joining that, he was on the Proviso Township High School Board of Education. His last 10 years, he spent as a board chair. And so it's very clear how near and dear to his heart is the issue of education. And I am honored by so many people here tonight, teachers' unions, former teachers, current teachers. I myself am a former teacher, and so I am so grateful for his standing up for education. And during his time as a rep, he focused on improving class education, creating jobs, helping the most vulnerable, streamlining government. He's also a leading voice for adding Black and brown people to the boards of publicly held corporations. And in fact, he sponsored landmark legislation requiring Illinois corporations to annually disclose their board composition. So there are so many things I could say here, but I'm giving you only a few highlights. And a graduate of Northwestern University and the John Marshall Law School, Speaker Welch is a partner in the local government firm Ansel Blick. So I'm incredibly honored to serve in the Illinois House under the leadership of Speaker Welch. I can't tell you what a wonderful experience it has been. So humbled that he has come very far away, hurried here from another event to be here with all of us tonight. And let's give him a big District 16 welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you tonight. And she read all that information about me, but we're here to celebrate Representative Denise Wang Staubach. Let's give her a round of applause. I got to tell you, I wouldn't miss this event tonight. We were up in Libertyville earlier for another event in Lake County, but we wanted to make sure we ended up here to honor and celebrate your representative, who I have nothing but love and respect for. I will tell you, I called myself mentoring her before she got sworn in. After she was elected, we actually kind of bonded at a rally downtown in front of the Hyatt when we both showed up to protest allowing teachers to have guns in their classrooms. And talking about meeting someone and having an immediate impact and bonding, we bonded immediately that day, because it just didn't make sense that we wanted to allow guns in our classrooms, did it? And she was out there roaring away, and we made sure we stopped this resolution that was being considered before the Illinois Association of School Boards. And I knew then that she was going to be a great representative. But after the election, we were talking, and I'm calling myself mentoring her. I'm home in my basement for like day 10 or 14 with COVID. This is like November and early December. And out of the blue, she says, I think you should be the next speaker. And what are you talking about? Don't even start talking like that. She said, no, I think you should be the next speaker. And I think I would have to talk to my wife about that. But she started planting seeds in me early. And I got to tell you, though, history doesn't happen without courageous people. If you look back on anything significant that's happened in history, it's happened because of courageous people. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't be here as a history maker in Illinois, the first black person to be Speaker of the Illinois House in our 200-plus year history, if it wasn't for courageous champions like Representative Denise Wayne Stoneback. And so I'm forever grateful to you. Let's give her another round of applause, please. She convinced me that I was ready for this job. And I got to tell you, we hit the ground running. We had a big session. We didn't miss a step. And I was just so proud of the work that each and every one of our representatives did. And she didn't believe me when I was telling her this early in the session, that a freshman representative getting gun legislation through the legislature is a big deal. It's a big deal. I mean, our caucuses, we have a big caucus, 73 Democrats, but diversity is our strength. We pride ourselves on our diversity. But with that diversity comes a whole lot of different thought, right? So we don't all agree on that issue just in our own caucus, let alone dealing with the folks on the other side. But she was able to shepherd common sense gun legislation through the General Assembly, like the Firearm Restraining Order Act, and help Illinois be a safer state. And we're forever grateful for representatives like Denise Wayne Stoneback. A first session like that, taking on Mike Madigan, taking on the gun lobby, I want her on my side every step of the way. Every step of the way. And I know that the accomplishments that we've made this year are just the beginning. We have a lot of great things ahead of us because we have a great class that came in with your rep leading the way. And so I wouldn't miss this event tonight. We have to celebrate our champions. And Representative Denise Wayne Stoneback is a champion for you. We have to make sure that she is prepared and ready to come back for term 2 in 2022. Thank you, Representative. I'm so glad to be here with you tonight. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, wow. Well, those are powerful words, but let me just say right back at you, Speaker Welch, you are a champion, and I always want you on my side. And there is an incredible, a lot of more work ahead of us. Yes, first I'll just give you a brief rundown of some of the things that we passed this first session. We passed, we looked at over 7,000 bills. I was a chief sponsor of 17 bills. 6 of those were signed by the governor. 2 of my bills were incorporated into other people's bills and signed by the governor, and I passed a unanimous resolution. 2 of my bills, actually, speaking of bipartisanship, were unanimous. So all Republicans and all Democrats in both the House and the Senate voted for those 2 bills to help survivors of domestic violence. And as Speaker Welch mentioned, incredibly proud and grateful to all of you for your support of my bill to strengthen the Firearms Restraining Order Act. So I know many of you filed witness slips and really, you campaigned for me because I was going to be a gun violence prevention champion in the House of Representatives in Illinois, and with allies such as Speaker Welch and many of my colleagues, we got it done. So thank you. Thank you. So a lot of you have asked me this evening, well, how do you like the job? You just, how do you like it, right? Because I'm already, here running again for my second term because our terms are only 2 years. We need to start getting petitions in January. And I am going to be honest with you. There's parts of it I love, and there are other really tough days. There are other tough days, like when I woke up at 7:15 and left for Springfield the other day and got back yesterday at 2 a.m., really long day. Sometimes we don't get everything we want, but I'm always, always loving the job and honored, thinking that I am representing you and your interests, and I am going to defend them fiercely to the end. And it is a huge honor. So I want to say to all of you, to all of my supporters, to all of the representatives of unions, of education, of affordable housing, of all of the different people here today, it's an honor to represent you. It's an honor to work with you. And yes, there are petition signatures to be gotten already. And so I want to introduce you just briefly to my volunteer coordinator for my campaign, Lori Mucha of Lincolnwood, who is one of my super volunteers. And she's just going to say a word here about getting signatures on petitions. So Lori, do you want to...
This is spectacular. I can't tell you how excited I am, because this is the first time we've been together in person, and all these people that are here that worked so hard to get Denise elected. And yes. And it is the grassroots supporters that got her into office. And so with that, we need the grassroots supporters to get her reelected so that she can pass more bills and do more wonderful things. So with that in mind, I have a piece of paper that I'll be walking around with. Excuse me. I have a piece of paper, a clipboard I'm going to be walking around with. And so if I don't have you in the system, and some of you know that you're in the system, if I don't have you there, please, I'm going to swing by. And please sign up. There's a variety of things that we're going to need done, including signing petitions, but just a wealth of other things. And if you haven't volunteered before, we have a great opportunity. If you sign up with me, we are going to give you one of these beautiful t-shirts that I'm modeling here. So anyway, thank you. Let's see Denise get reelected again. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori, and thank you to all the people out there. And there's so many supporters of mine who volunteered and went door to door for me and got signatures on petitions. And really, as Lori was saying, this is really the first time we had a virtual victory party on Zoom, but this is so much better. So I think you'll all agree. And I really hope everyone stays safe. And I also want to thank you for everything that you've done. I know Deborah Bean is here. She helped with our huge PPE mask and face shield effort. So everyone stay safe, and everyone, if you can continue to take care of yourselves, to take care of your health, the health of your family, of your community, by doing all of these things that we have to do to get through this pandemic. It's so, so important. I'm just going to be brief and say a final thank you to everyone who's attending, the electeds. I want to mention a few of the electeds here tonight, and I hope I'm not missing anyone, but, let's see. Deborah Shore and Josina Morita, MWRD commissioners, just left. Bonnie Agnesanti, Niles Township Supervisor. Peggy Tollison, Niles Township Trustee. Don Gelfand, Niles Township Trustee. Scott Bagnall. Scott, are you here? Our assessor, Marilyn Glazer, former supervisor. Ray Grossman, former trustee of Lincolnwood. Atur was here earlier, current trustee. We've got lots of other people here. Judy Mandel, president of New Trier Dems. and two honorable judges, Judge Sanjay Taylor and Judge Rena Marie Van Tyne. Thank you for being here. Did I miss anyone? I certainly hope I did not. Thank you. I'm honored to be here standing with my fellow electeds. I want to thank all my supporters, constituents. A special shout out to my husband, Dave, and my son, David. So, you know, our families in elected life, and I know the speaker can attest to this, we make a lot of sacrifices, and so does the family. And they just, they put up with it, and public service is hard, but without their support, we couldn't be where we are. We couldn't do what we do. I am very, very deeply honored and committed to you. And the last thing is, everyone, if I know this, I've been sending out emails saying this is our Raise a Glass fundraiser event. So let's raise a glass. Oh no, we need a couple of we need a couple of glasses here for myself and the speaker. I actually haven't. Okay, and in this time, I'd also like to thank the Craft Brewers Guild, which is compliments of them for all this great beer in our wonderful sketchbook location. I am so delighted to have them in the heart of my district, and Libertad, our wonderful restaurant and their pop-up kitchen. Really delighted to help small business and local owned restaurants. Oh, right, okay, all right. So want to thank all of these people, and does everyone have their glasses ready?
It's a great way to end the night, right?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. All right. With real sound.
Okay, so this one is for all of you, for Speaker Welch, for all my colleagues, for all my supporters, for all of us, and most of all, for democracy in Illinois. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll let you get back to your mingling. Thank you for coming. I hope you'll be able to say hello and goodbye. Hello if you haven't yet. And again, thank you so much, Speaker.